In the bustling metropolis of Neuromarket, memories were the most coveted commodity. Every emotion, every experience, every fleeting thought could be distilled, packaged, and traded. Neuromarket thrived on the currency of the mind, and at the heart of this thriving industry was Lila, one of the most skilled memory brokers in the city. Lila's office, nestled in a sleek skyscraper, was a sanctuary of whispers and secrets. Clients from all walks of life came to her, seeking solace in forgotten pasts or new lives in borrowed memories. Her reputation for handling the rarest and most precious memories made her a legend in the trade. One day, as the city hummed with its usual frenetic energy, a mysterious client walked into her office. Dressed in a nondescript coat, the client's face was obscured by a wide-brimmed hat and dark glasses. He introduced himself as Mr. Voss, and his voice carried a weight that made Lila's usually steely demeanor waver. "I have a memory to sell," Mr. Voss began, placing a small, intricately designed memory crystal on her desk. "This is not an ordinary memory. It has the power to alter reality itself." Lila's interest was piqued, but she maintained her professional composure. "What do you mean by altering reality?" she asked, her fingers lightly touching the crystal. Mr. Voss leaned forward, his voice dropping to a whisper. "This memory is from an ancient civilization, one that predates recorded history. It holds the knowledge of a time when reality was fluid, shaped by the collective consciousness of those who lived. Whoever possesses this memory can reshape reality to their will." The gravity of his words hung in the air, and Lila felt a shiver run down her spine. She knew the implications of such a power were immense. The ethical and moral ramifications were beyond anything she had ever encountered. "Why sell it?" Lila asked, her curiosity battling with her sense of caution. Mr. Voss's expression was inscrutable. "I have my reasons, but be warned, this memory is dangerous. It has driven many to madness." Despite her reservations, Lila agreed to take on the memory. She needed to understand its origins and potential consequences. That night, she connected the crystal to her neural interface, letting the memory flow into her mind. As the ancient world unfolded before her eyes, Lila found herself in a realm where reality shifted like sand. The people of this civilization could mold their surroundings, alter events, and even rewrite their own identities. But with this power came chaos and a loss of true self. The memory showed her the downfall of this society, consumed by their creations, unable to distinguish reality from illusion. When Lila returned to her own consciousness, she was shaken. The memory was indeed powerful, but it was also a cautionary tale. She realized the dangers of tampering with reality and the fragile nature of identity. The memory's influence lingered, and she began to question the ethics of her profession. Had she been playing God with the minds of her clients? Determined to understand more, Lila sought out experts in ancient civilizations, philosophers, and neuroscientists. She delved into the history of memory trading, uncovering its dark underbelly. She learned of memory syndicates that exploited people erasing and altering their pasts for profit. As her journey continued, Lila met others who had been affected by the memory trade, individuals who had lost their sense of self, their identities fractured by tampered memories. She heard stories of people who no longer recognized their own reflections, haunted by lives they had never lived. The more she learned, the more she realized the true cost of her profession. The ability to control memories was a double-edged sword, capable of creating wonders but also unimaginable suffering. The essence of truth and identity was at stake, and Lila knew she had a responsibility to act. Returning to her office, she made a decision. She contacted Mr. Voss and arranged a meeting. When they met, she handed him the crystal. "I can't trade this memory," she said firmly. Its power is too great and the consequences are too dire. We have to protect reality, not manipulate it." Mr. Voss nodded, a hint of approval in his eyes. "You've made the right choice, Lila. Sometimes the greatest power lies in restraint." With that he left, taking the memory with him. Lila felt a sense of relief but also a newfound purpose. She vowed to reform the memory trade, to ensure it was used for healing and growth, rather than exploitation. In the days that followed, Lila became an advocate for ethical memory trading. She worked to create regulations and safeguards, educating others about the importance of preserving the integrity of the mind. The impact of memories on personal identity and the essence of truth became her guiding principles. Lila's journey had transformed her. She had glimpsed the fluidity of reality and the profound implications of controlling memories. Her story became a beacon for those who sought to understand the true value of their pasts and the importance of living authentically. As she looked out over Neuromarket, Lila knew that the path ahead would be challenging, but she was ready. The world of memories was forever changed, and she was determined to ensure it was for the better. In the weeks that followed her decision, Lila's life took on a whirlwind of activity. She established the Ethical Memory Alliance, EMA, an organisation dedicated to regulating the memory trade and advocating for the rights of individuals affected by memory manipulation. She gathered a team of neuroscientists, ethicists, and legal experts to help draft a comprehensive set of guidelines that would govern the ethical trading of memories. The EMA's headquarters quickly became a hub of activity, with people from all walks of life coming forward to share their stories. Many had suffered in silence for years, afraid to speak out about the manipulations they had endured. Lila listened to each story with a heavy heart, determined to use these testimonies to fuel her mission. One day, a woman named Clara came to see Lila. Clara had once been a successful artist, but her career had crumbled after a rival erased her most precious memories of creating her masterpieces. Clara's identity had been shattered, and she had struggled to rebuild her life. "I feel like a ghost of my former self," Clara said, her eyes filled with pain. "I don't even recognize my own art anymore. It's like looking at the work of a stranger." Lila was deeply moved by Clara's story. She promised to help her reclaim her stolen memories and ensure that justice was served. With the help of her team, Lila tracked down the rival and gathered evidence of the memory theft. Clara's case became a landmark in the fight against unethical memory manipulation, setting a precedent for others to come forward. As the EMA gained momentum, Lila faced increasing resistance from powerful figures within the memory trade industry. Memory syndicates, who had profited immensely from the unregulated market, saw the EMA as a threat to their lucrative business. They attempted to discredit Lila and her organisation, spreading rumours and using their influence to obstruct her efforts. But Lila was undeterred. She knew that the fight for ethical memory trading was not just about protecting individuals, it was about preserving the very essence of humanity. Memories were the threads that wove the fabric of identity, and tampering with them had far-reaching consequences. In one of her public addresses, Lila spoke passionately about the importance of memory integrity. "Our memories shape who we are," she said to a packed auditorium. "They are the foundation of our identities, our experiences, our truths. To manipulate them is to tamper with the essence of our humanity. We must protect our memories and ensure that they are used for good, not for exploitation." Her words resonated deeply with the audience, and support for the EMA continued to grow. People began to see the memory trade in a new light, recognizing the need for ethical standards and accountability. One night, as Lila was working late in her office, she received a visit from Mr. Voss. He had been keeping a low profile since their last encounter, but now he stood before her. A look of concern on his face. "Lila, there's something you need to know," he said, his voice urgent. The memory you refused to trade, it wasn't the only one of its kind. There are others out there, and they're falling into the wrong hands. Lila's heart sank. The thought of more reality-altering memories being exploited was terrifying. "What can we do?" she asked. Mr. Voss revealed that he had been part of a secret organisation dedicated to locating and securing these powerful memories to prevent them from being misused. He offered to help Lila and the EMA track down these memories and protect them from those who sought to wield their power for nefarious purposes. Together, they embarked on a new mission, travelling across the globe to uncover hidden memories and safeguard them. They faced numerous challenges and dangers, but their shared commitment to protecting the integrity of reality kept them going. As they worked side by side, Lila and Mr. Voss developed a deep respect for each other. They became a formidable team, each bringing their unique skills and perspectives to the task at hand. Their efforts not only protected countless individuals from the dangers of memory manipulation, but also strengthened the foundation of the ethical memory trade. Years later, Lila stood on the balcony of the EMA's new headquarters, looking out over the city. Neuromarket had changed, and so had she. The memory trade was now a regulated industry, with strict ethical guidelines and protections in place. The once shadowy world of memory trading had been brought into the light, and people could now trade memories with confidence and trust.